In this demo, we're going to create an OU and put the client computer account in it, and then we're going to create a new GPO group policy object, and we're going to configure wireless settings for client computers and finally test the wireless settings. So it's a very similar demo to the previous demo, and we're just going to make some changes and create a new wireless policy. So first of all, let's go ahead and create a new OU. So I have Active Directory users and computers open, and I right click the domain, choose new OU, and I'm going to give this OU name of wireless clients and then click OK. Now in the previous demo we moved the client machine LUN-CL1 to the Vista clients OU, so we're going to now further move this client machine to the wireless clients OU that we just created. So now we see that it shows up in the wireless clients OU. Next we're going to switch back to Group Policy Management Console or GPMC. Let's refresh the view here, and now we're going to right click wireless clients OU which we just created and choose the option to create a GPO in this domain and link it here to this OU. So for the name of the group policy object, I'm going to give a name of wireless settings for Vista clients and then click OK, and this will populate the details pane with the group policy object. So I right click that object and click edit to open the group policy management editor to make actual changes to the GPO. Now in the editor, in the main window, I'm going to right click on the wireless settings. So this is the parent node, wireless settings for Vista clients. Choose properties, and in the general tab I'm going to disable the user configuration setting and just choose yes to the warning that appears. And after I've gone ahead and done that, next I'm going to expand the computer configuration portion, expand policies, expand Windows settings, expand security settings, and then click on wireless network policies. So this is the 802.11 policies. Now expand that. Now in the details pane, we can actually what we can do is bring up the actions pane. So now we can right click the wireless network policy and then create a policy there. So we can just right click and then choose create a new Windows Vista policy, or we can also do that by right clicking on the details pane. So two options. So now here this brings up the box for configuring the options. So in these options I'm going to enter a name of let's enter a policy name of Contoso wireless network policy. And then we can click on the add button here below to add the infrastructure. Here you see two types of networks, ad hoc and infrastructure, which we discussed in the class. So I'm just going to add an infrastructure network here. Now in this page I have to give it a profile name. So here we can let's enter default some name to distinguish this profile. So let's call it the default Contoso profile, and in the network name let's add Contoso. Let's add this network name and then click on add button. So that will add it to the list of SSIDs that are available on this policy. Now we'll also go ahead and remove the existing one, and that should leave us with just the Contoso policy, or the Contoso SSID. And then we can go ahead and click on OK, and then we'll switch over to the Network Permissions tab, and here we choose the checkbox that says prevent connections to ad hoc networks. So that setting will be enforced. Then we click OK. Now let's go ahead and test these settings on the client machine. So we switch over to the client machine lun-cl1, and let's go ahead and open a command prompt. Actually, we have one open here already, so I'm just going to clear the screen out, get some space, and here run a gp update /force command to force both the user setting and the computer settings to be forcefully updated. So this will just take a minute, and after the command successfully completes, we can issue the gp result command. So gp result is a command line tool to troubleshoot and validate group policy application results. So we issue the gp result command followed by the /r, which means the resultant set of policy RSOP. Focus the scope on the computer. So this should actually retrieve the resultant set of policy. So in the applied group policy objects section here, we see that the wireless settings for Vista clients have been applied. So that confirms that the wireless policy was applied.